everybody. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite things, creamy, delicious mac and cheese. My friend Lisa, who does my eyelashes and does her best to try to make me look good, she said, please, oh please, make a mac and cheese video. So Lisa, this is for you. So let's get started and let me show you how to make this easy and delicious mac and cheese. Okay, watch how easy this is. This is just a half a stick of butter on a medium heat. I am going to add 6 cups of heavy cream, and I am just whisking it as I'm pouring it in. That's 4 cups. Here's 2 cups. And now I'm just going to bring this up in so that it gets warm so that when we start adding the cheese, it's going to melt it. So now we're going to start adding the cheese. Now in my cheese bowl, see here, I have 16 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. I have 16 ounces of shredded Colby. I have 8 ounces of Gouda and then 8 ounces of mozzarella. And I am going to only add half at this point, but I'm going to gradually add. So I'm going to take a handful, and I'm just going to use half of the cheese that I have in this bowl. And it's really important to keep mixing while you're doing it so that the cheese is nice and smooth and that your milk or your heavy cream here doesn't get gritty. So I'm just going to keep adding this until about half of this bowl is empty, and then we will go from there. Okay, so this is what you're going for. See how nice and smooth the heavy cream with the cheese is? And then this is the little secret weapon we're going to add in here. This is a half package of Philadelphia cream cheese. This is going to make the mac and cheese so creamy. So we're going to just whisk this again until that dissolves, and then we will flavor up this baby. Okay, so the cream cheese has made it even more creamier, and now we're going to add the flavor. So in this flavor bowl, I have 2 teaspoons of garlic salt. I have 1 chicken bouillon cube. I have 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground mustard, 1 teaspoon of adobo, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. So we're going to add this, and this is going to be such a flavor bomb to your mac and cheese. And it's just going to make it such a pretty color. Okay, so now we're going to add the pasta right to the cheese sauce and just mix it all up. Now, I don't use shells, I use caponelli. And the reason that I do that is because this pasta is like little tubes. And so it's such a hearty sauce that I like to have a pasta that has like a little more tooth to it, and it's a little more can hold up the cheese sauce. Now, if you don't like this and you like to just use shells, then you go right ahead and do shells. But we are getting to the end of this, and look how quick this has all come together. And I have to tell you, I tasted the sauce before I put the pasta in it, and oh my gosh, I could eat it just out of the pan. So let's put this together and get it in the oven. Okay, so now we're gonna ladle this in to our pan. You should always use like a thick or tall pan. This is actually a lasagna pan. And the reason why is because, you know, you want your macaroni and cheese to have, you know, place to expand to. I will also tell you that when I cook this, I do cook it on a cookie sheet so that if it does happen to go over all this gooiness, I don't want to have to clean and scrub the oven. So I've put like maybe half of it in the pan. And now I'm going to sprinkle more of that, the rest of the cheese that we had before that we actually made the sauce with. So I'm going to do a little more of that. Then we're going to put the rest of this on here. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. It is so amazing. Now, I really feel like everybody loves mac and cheese, pretty much everybody. And if you're going to have mac and cheese, you should really have a really good mac and cheese. Now, I will tell you that when I started making mac and cheese when I first got married, as you know, my husband is African American, so his family, like, mac and cheese is like a religious thing. Well, Italians don't really grow up on mac and cheese. And so probably the first 5 years of making mac and cheese, mine was kind of like, it's okay. It looked like kind of like an Italian version of mac and cheese. And it really wasn't going over too well with that part of the family. So over the years, I have tried probably 75, 50, whatever recipes. And this is my favorite. Now, this is a base of my mac and cheese, meaning this is when I just make it plain. But there have been times that I've put bacon in here, or I've put broccoli in here, or I've put crab meat or lobster meat, or sometimes I have taken toasted breadcrumbs and put it on top. But I just wanted to show you my main mac and cheese, and then you can go from here. So now I'm going to take more of that cheese and just put it all over the top. And I'm the kind of person, when I do stuff like this, like I want it in the corners too, because there isn't a bite that I want that doesn't have some gooey cheese on it. It's just like when I make a sandwich for people. I'm like, I put mayonnaise or mustard or whatever from corner to corner because I want every single bite to be good. So I think that's enough, even though we have some cheese left over. I think that looks good. So we're gonna pop this in the oven at 350 until the cheese melts. For my oven, it takes probably about 20 minutes. So you just judge, and then I'll show you what this is supposed to look like. So here we go. This was in the oven for about maybe, 20, 25 minutes. It's nice and golden brown on top. And then here we go. Look at that, everybody. From the time you put everything together on the stove was probably about 7 minutes. Probably the longest thing was cooking the pasta in the water. And then you baked it for 20 minutes. And now you have this most delicious and elegant and just amazing cheesy mac and cheese. If you like my videos, please follow me. I am Edie, and you've been cooking with Guys Girl.